because it completely changes gears. So let's get a hold of some of this homework right now, and we'll leave the next subject for the next lecture. Okay. So I'm on homework 2.1, which is on page 207 in the text. Okay. And so here I have assigned the statement constants. A is Al likes Airedales, B is Bob likes Beagles, and C is Catherine has a Catahoula, and D is Darla has a Dachshund or Wiener Dog. Okay? All right, so you're supposed to, wherever you see Al likes Airedales, you're going to use the statement constant A, and so on. Everybody understand that? So, number one. Oh, wait, did I say anything about chapter 1 and chapter 4?
No, but it was on the email.
Okay, it was on the email, but let me say this. Look, on average, people did well on the test, but for some people it was a disaster because they didn't write out a complete answer, okay? So if I was asking you, is it inductive or deductive, not only was I asking you, was it inductive or deductive, I also wanted you to tell me which kind it was. And some people, all this part 2, they left that off. Well, that's 2 points times 15. That's 30. That's bad, right? Okay. So we won't do that again. And even if you got a bad score, because you forgot to put that in, doesn't mean all is lost. Chapter 4 and chapter 1 overlap, okay? Chapter 4 is chapter 1 again with just a couple of extra doodads. So if you can do better on chapter 4 than you did on chapter 1, well, my assumption is, well, now you understand chapter 1. So if your grade is better on chapter 4 than it was on chapter 1, I will use your grade on chapter 4 for both your chapter 4 and chapter 1 tests. Does everybody understand that? So you can start anew with respect to chapter 1 if you get it together by chapter 4. Does everybody understand that? And hopefully we'll be going over the tests on Thursday, provided I get all the stragglers tests in, because there's always family emergencies and illness and stuff like that. Okay. All right. So, doing homework questions from 2.1. The first case is, it is not the case that Al likes Airedales. Okay. And we are told that A is equal to Al likes Airedales, okay? And Al likes Airedales is something that's either true or false. And so we know that that's going to be replaced by the statement constant A. And so if I'm doing this in steps, I'm going to do this in a 2-step process, I would then have, it is not the case that A, okay? So after I substitute in all the statement constants, there's only one here, now I'm going to replace all of the logical operators by their symbolic notation. And so I'm going to have not A. And that's my final answer. I'm done. How hard was that? It wasn't. Okay. Now notice 2, it says Al doesn't like Airedales. Okay. Now we know Al doesn't like Airedales is the same as saying what? It is not the case that Al likes Airedales. Does everybody understand that? So mentally, you're going to end up with the same symbolization. Does everybody understand that? So different wording can lead to the same symbolization, right? So it's kind of like we don't have a statement constant for doesn't, so we have to pull the negation out. And that gets us, it's not the case that Al likes Airedales, and so it'd be not A, right? And by the way, I'm very bad at drawing these tildes, and so sometimes I just get frustrated and I'll just do it that. Minus, just substitute tilde, okay? That's not our symbol, but later these get really messy. So just know sometimes I'll just be lazy. Okay, 3, Al likes Airedales and Catherine doesn't own a Catahoula. So this is 3, Al likes Airedales and what is it? Catherine doesn't own? Yeah. Oh wait, yeah. Catherine doesn't own a Catahoula. I don't know if I'm spelling that wrong. Okay. So step number 1 is let's extract all the simple statements. Al likes Airedales. That's 1. That's A. And now Catherine doesn't own a Catahoula. We have C as what? Catherine owns a Catahoula. So we need to think of this as, this is an intermediate step. It is not the case that what? Catherine owns a Catahoula, which is C. So we get it is not the case that C. All right, so now I'm going to put in the symbols for the logical operator. So I get A dot not C. Okay, and did I mention this in here? So it's A space dot negate, space negation C. Okay, negation always pushes up to most logical operators, except for negation. You have a space to the left, space to the right. Everybody understand that? Negation is the only one that doesn't have a space to the right. It just smacks up against whatever it's negating. Okay? This means space. Okay? 5. Or wait. Which one am I on?
4.
4. Darla has a wiener dog, although it is false that Catherine has a Catahoula. Darla this is 4. Darla has a dachshund, and then it says what?
Although it is false that Catherine has a Catahoula.
Although it is false that Catherine has a Catahoula. Okay. I'm looking for the simple statements first. Darla has a wiener dog, and Catherine has a Catahoula. D for Darla, C for Catherine has a Catahoula. Although, what does although mean? Of our logical operators.
And
It means and, right? If I say, Joe got so drunk he threw up, although he went back for more, that would just mean and he went back for more. Does everybody understand that? So it's and then it is not the case, that which applies to the C, so it would be D dot not C, and we would be done. Okay. 5, Al dislikes Airedales. 5. Al dislikes Airedales. Now, what does it say? Semicolon, moreover, Bob likes beagles. Semicolon, moreover, comma. Is it Bob likes beagles? Okay, Al dislikes Airedales. Well, we have A is Al likes Airedales, so this is actually, it is not the case that A, Al likes Airedales. Everybody follow along. Semicolon, moreover, comma, Bob likes beagles. We know that's B, okay? So, it is not the case that A, not A, semicolon, and moreover, both of those things mean and. Does everybody understand that? Okay, but we don't write and. Okay, we're just gonna do one. And B. Okay. Sometimes, as we progress to harder symbolizations, the semicolon will function as an and it will separate things. Like we might have something like this: Frank, if and only if, Chuck, and then we have the although, or I mean the semicolon, and that means and then we might have Z or Q, something like that, right? So the semicolon says, hey, I'm gonna join this and that, right? Just like in English, you have a semicolon, this is true and this is true. Everybody got that? Okay, so that's 5. And what time is our done time?
45, I think.
10:45. So 6, Darla has a dash hound.